Good Life Health Club isn't just good for health and well-being, it's good for keeping it fresh with RPM, Reform Pilates, Arena and more. Good for training your way wherever you work, live or play with over 90 locations. Good for smashing goals whenever you want with access from morning to midnight. It's good for life. Join Good Life today. Visit goodlife.com.au for your free trial. T's and C's apply.
Have it all with Holland America Line and Phil Hoffman Travel. Cruise the wonders of the world through Australia and New Zealand, Japan, Europe and Alaska. Book on select 2024 and 2025 tours now with the Have It All early booking bonus. Experience the very best of cruising with up to 65% off high-value amenities, including specialty dining, shore excursion credit, elite beverage packages and premium Wi-Fi. T's and C's apply. Contact Phil Hoffman Travel or visit pht.com.au.
At WEA, we can teach you hundreds of things, or you can be the teacher. If you have a skill or passion you'd like to pass on, contact WEA. We'll even help you build your course. Visit wea-sa.com.au.
There's only one drawback to owning a basic trailer. It's definitely not that it's made from Aussie steel, some of the best in the world. It's not the design, brilliant finish or incredible toughness, or the fact that it's manufactured right here in Paraka. Nah, the only drawback to owning a basic trailer is you may not see a lot of it.
Can I borrow your trailer again?
Yeah, no worries, mate.
Thanks, buddy.
Basic Trailers. Bigger, better, stronger. basictrailers.com.au.
Don't miss the Solitaire Volkswagen 72-hour sale on now. We have slashed thousands off our entire range of new and demonstrator vehicles. The 72-hour sale ends 5 p.m. Saturday at Solitaire Volkswagen, Hawthorne and Medindi. Don't miss it. DL 65541.
Ahoy, me hearties! It's Barnacle Bill's Bounty Pack! Sumptuous butterfish, prawns and calamari, spring rolls, chips and tartare sauce, and a 1.25 litre Coke, all for just $28. The Barnacle Bill Bounty Pack won't cause a mutiny in your budget. Sensational seafood on a 1.25 litre Coke. Heave-ho into Barnacle Bill today for your Bounty Pack for only $28. Ha ha!
Fresh from the sea, he's gotta be Barnacle Bill.
Attention all aged care providers. Do you want to offer your clients the best protection and peace of mind while they're out and about? Care Alert has the solution. With our personal alarm system, you can provide your clients with a reliable and secure option for emergency situations. Our Care Alert personal alarm system not only calls for help in an emergency, but it also has fall detection, GPS tracking and more, giving your clients peace of mind. Visit carealert.com.au or call 1300 75 85 95 to learn more.
Angie McBride, Talking Adelaide on 1395 FIVEAA.
It is 10 minutes past 3. I'm filling in for Jade Robin. It's always a good time of the day to be here. So thank you, Jade. I appreciate it, even though you're not feeling well. Chris Charmer, hello. How are you?
Good afternoon, Angie.
Now, what we're going to do today, before we get into what you're going to be cooking, and you can log on to the FIVEAA Facebook page to have a look. Foodland Supermarkets, all thanks to Foodland Supermarkets. But also, Chris, you've been very kind to give us a $50 Jarmas voucher. Jarmas Kitchen at Bowden. It's dining and functions for any occasion. Fancy made easy, and Chris does make it look very easy. So, what we want from you, we want to get you interactive on a Friday. Pick up the phone, 8223 0000. We want, now the topic today, Chris, will be, well, we were talking weird food combinations, so we can still go with that, but want to know your old school dessert recipes that you used to make, or your nana or your mum, because the reason why I say this, Chris, is because your recipe today, it's a bit of an old school one, isn't it?
Yeah, this is an old classic. Today I'm doing an apple and a rhubarb crumble. And
goodness.
Look, if you've never wanted to cook rhubarb, I suppose, I'm not sure if the younger generation still cooks rhubarb, but I know my grandmother used to cook rhubarb, and some of the listeners' mums or grandmothers would have cooked rhubarb.
Yeah.
It's very tarty, so I'm putting it with some apples to give it some sweetness, and I will talk about the cooking of the rhubarb as well, because it's very important, because it can, if you overcook it, it just completely turns to mush. And I'm sure there's some stories out there.
So get the calls in now. We'll chat to you while Chris is making the apple and rhubarb crumble. So what's your old school dessert? I mean, chocolate pudding. I was always a fan of the chocolate pudding. So I see that you're there. That's for the $50 Jarmers voucher. So get the calls in now. We're going to do it in this half an hour, so you don't want to miss out. Now, I've noticed how you are peeling that because it's celery-like, isn't it?
Yeah, I was thinking the same. I was actually going to text Michael. What do you call it? Do you call it a rhubarb stalk or a rhubarb stick? But it's basically the stem of the rhubarb plant. The leaves are poisonous, so don't eat the leaves, don't cook with the leaves, so definitely cut the top and the bottom off. I like to peel it but not take all the peel off, because from the peel you get some great colour, a really nice pink colour.
Yes.
So what I do is I get a knife, I take the top off and the bottom off, and then I just sort of pull a few strands off each side of the rhubarb after you've washed it, and you can leave some on and it's fine.
While you're doing that, and you're doing that so professionally, I'm just amazed watching you, Chris. Steve from Kilkenny, give us some of your old-fashioned recipes, desserts or whatever.
My mum, we used to live on a farm at Virginia, so we had like milk cows, which we used to milk, but my mum used to make roly-poly with fresh cream. It was the best.
What's a roly-poly? Is it
okay,
cake? Or...
Is it a cake?
No, it's sort of a cake. It's a shortbread that you put jam. She used to make her own jam. You put it in at about, I don't know,
like a Swiss
half
roll?
a milk thick. Yeah, it's like a Swiss roll, and you bake it.
Okay.
Oh, I've tried to make it, but I just can't crack the recipe.
So you had roly-polies. What did you have with it? Cream, did you say?
Fresh cream, straight from the, pardon the French, but straight from the cow.
Wow, that would be good. I remember 'cause we used to get unpasteurised cream at a restaurant I worked in. Actually, is where I learnt to do this dish. Was there when it used to be the Hyatt at the Intercontinental. There used to be a fine dining restaurant there called the FIVEAA, which was up the top, where it turned into Blake's. Now it's a function room, I think. And the dessert chef there used to make this rhubarb dish. And so once you've peeled the rhubarb, then you cut it into little square pieces like that.
Yes.
And then in a pot, you want to get some boiling water with some sugar. So I've got 1 cup of sugar and 1.4 litres of boiling water.
Mm-hmm.
And so once you've cut the rhubarb up, you're going to drop the rhubarb in the water.
Are you doing that here right now?
Not today because it's I've pre-done. But I want to talk about the rhubarb goes in the boiling sugar water, and then for no more than about 2 minutes.
Okay.
Because if you leave it in there too long, it will just disintegrate.
So, how do you test it? 'Cause you know how you can test spaghetti or test
the same thing.
Test
yeah,
it?
Just get a little spoon or a slotted spoon and take some out. You sort of want it. You want leave a bit of crunch there because you're going to put this thing back in the oven later anyway, so it's going to be cooked for sure.
Let's put some callers in. Running for the $50 Jarmers voucher. Jarmers Kitchen, Bowden, dining and functions for any occasion. Fancy made easy. Hello, David.
Hello. Just a couple of dessert recipes that come to mind. Mum used to make when it was a sort of day-to-day thing. If there were leftover bread, obviously the old bread and butter pudding, which was quite magnificent with the sultanas and stuff in it. But when people came over or got she wanted to get a bit posh, she used to make a thing called Eat and Mess, which was absolutely to die for. It was absolutely sensational. And don't ask me how it was made or anything because that wasn't part of my brief. But I was just
Eat and Mess. It's just meringue, whipped cream, berries.
Mash it all up.
Throw it all together. You can layer it, or you can just throw it in a bowl. A lot of the English chefs like Jamie Oliver and that, they do a good Eat and Mess.
Yeah, I've done Eat and Mess before. Yeah, Eat and Mess is pretty good, David.
It was a good one.
Thank you. Thanks for the call. You're in the running for the $50 Jarmers voucher. We'll go to Scott in a second. So you're doing the...
Okay, so then we've prepared the rhubarb. Now we need to prepare the apples. So the apples are peeled Granny Smith apples. They're great for desserts. Peel them, dice them into cubes, and then in a frying pan, just like 2 tablespoons of sugar and 2 tablespoons of water just to get that dissolved.
Yes.
And then cook that till it starts to become a toffee. And then you put the butter in there, 2 tablespoons of butter.
Yes.
And then throw in the raw apples and then start sautéing those until they slowly become soft, not mushy. I always want a little bit of bite, so you do want a little bit of texture.
Okay.
So then you have your rhubarb and your apple all ready to go.
Okay. Scott from Glenunga, hello.
Hello, Angie. G'day, Chris.
G'day, mate.
What comes to mind for me as the old school dessert was, as a kid, especially in primary school, going up to Grandma's and she'd do like the steam pudding.
Oh, yeah.
With
a lemon steam pudding is so good.
Homemade jam and some double cream.
Oh, we're making ourselves all hungry, Scott. Thank you. Thanks so much. Let's, Carla and Matt, if you don't mind holding, we're just going to take a quick break. Chris, do you have anything to report before we break?
So now I'm just going to mix the rhubarb and the apple cubes in a bowl together. Okay. Chris Jarmer is here. It's a food and wine show. If you love your food, you should be listening to us right now. For this FIVEAA Food and Wine Show, thanks to SMEG. If you're building or renovating, your first choice should be visiting the SMEG showroom at Devney. Distributors, taste the difference with SMEG.
The Teacher's Accuser, the gripping new podcast from Hedley Thomas and the team at The Australian. Follow the trial of convicted murderer Chris Dawson as he pleads not guilty to carnal knowledge of a schoolgirl. Available wherever you get your podcasts with extended coverage at theteachersaccuser.com.au.
Here's what you missed on Dreamscapes. Deep in the jungle, you discover a tower built entirely of toffee, surrounded by a cappuccino moat. The Queen of Ants arrives on a marshmallow boat, ready to negotiate trade sanctions on your mine of sugarific gold. And is that chocolate yacht for you? What dreamscapes are you missing? If you're not sleeping, talk to Respirico Scooter World about an in-home sleep apnea assessment. Visit Respirico Scooter World for all your sleep, respiratory and mobility needs.
It's official, prawn season has begun and SA King Prawns is the place to go for the freshest catch. When Tony, Heather and their crew aren't at sea, they're selling their delicious catch in the SA King Prawn Store in Edinburgh North and SA Farmers Market, Pooraka. Pick up 5 kilos of raw prawns from $60. Buy 2 or more 5 kilo cartons, get $5 off per carton. SA King Prawns. Saturdays only at 15 Hewitson Road, Edinburgh North. Sundays only at the SA Farmers Market, Pooraka.
A lot of shopping centres are the same. Same predictable shops, same food options. But if you want something new, check out Newton Central. Grab a coffee at JD Brew or a bite at Java Lifestyle Coffee and Tea or dine at Delano's Risotto and Pasta Bar. It's the kind of centre where you can get some retail therapy, do the weekly shop or just relax. Want something new in your life? Choose a new local. Choose Newton Central, Gorge Road, Newton.
Hi, Phil Hoffman from Phil Hoffman Travel. We are proudly South Australian and family owned. For over 30 years, we have lived and breathed travel, connecting South Australians to the world using our experience, expertise and genuine care, leaving no stone unturned to provide the best value, service and experience. We aim to create memories that last a lifetime. With 9 locations across South Australia, whether you're travelling for pleasure, business, group travel, conferences or events, our team at Phil Hoffman Travel has you covered. Visit phd.com.au.
Is there a God? What is the meaning of life? Do I actually need unlimited data to watch a few cat videos on my commute? Cute.
Question everything, especially your telco plan. Get the data you need at low prices with Aldi Mobile.
G'day, Tom Wren here. Greyhounds love to run and Greyhound fans love Thursday nights at Angle Park. For top greyhound racing, a great family atmosphere and the amazing food, Chase's Restaurant is offering a full a la carte menu to ensure you have a fantastic night out. Chips, wedges, through to classics like burgers, fish and chips, schnitties and steaks. Yum! Grab the whole family and get to the park to watch those dogs go. Every Thursday night at Angle Park Greyhounds.
Angie McBride, Talking Adelaide. The FIVEAA Food and Wine Show with Chris Jarmer from Jarmer's Kitchen. Thanks to SMEG.
And Chris is here, the apple and rhubarb crumble we want to give away in the next 10 minutes. We'll just the calls will get to you. Want to give away the $50 Jarmas voucher. Chris has been kind to us. Jarmas kitchen, Bowden, dining and functions for any occasion. Fancy made easy. Before we get back into our calls, Chris, where are you at with your apple and rhubarb crumble?
Okay, I want to talk about the syrup that we blanch the rhubarb in. So it's got sugar in it. It's got a slight sweetness, but now you want to put that in a pan and reduce it till it becomes a syrup. So you watch it slowly get down. It has a lovely pink colour.
So that's after putting the apple and the rhubarb. Have a look online if you're on the Foodland Facebook, Foodland Supermarkets Facebook Live. It's this beautiful red syrup. Beautiful.
And you can have that on ice cream. So you don't throw it away.
Okay.
It's rhubarb season right now, so there's plenty of rhubarb out there.
Yes.
So now we want to make the crumble. Now, not like some crumbles have a pastry base. This we put in a terracotta dish. You can put it in a big baking dish. You can make one big one for the family. And the crumble is so simple. It's just self-raising flour, unsalted butter, brown sugar. You rub that together like you're making a biscuit dough, but it's all loose. Put that in the oven and bake it on, I think it's about 180 degrees Celsius. And then every 2-3 minutes, check it, give it a stir, and then you'll end up with a golden brown crumble like this here.
Can I I'll tell you a secret. When Nanny used to make that, when she had it all ready with the syrup and the sugar, I used to just
eat
the
this,
butter, eat it like that. It's pretty delicious.
And what I add to my crumble is 50 grams of granola. So make your own granola.
Nice. Give it.
Or
Excellent.
even my wife makes crumble when we have friends over, and she's very healthy.
Yeah.
So she makes a granola crumble instead of a flour one.
Carla, thank you for waiting. What's your old-fashioned recipe?
Well, first of all, your rhubarb, I think you spoil it by putting apples in.
Oh.
True.
Why?
I love rhubarb,
I
love rhubarb crumble and pie and everything. But
it's very tarty, but this way you don't have to put too much sugar.
I'd rather put the sugar in.
Well, there you go. So if you want to be a little bit more healthy, then mix it with some apples. But
Yes.
I agree,
Yes.
rhubarb is fantastic, and I don't think it's used enough.
Yes. Now, my mother used to make grandma pie, and I can't get grandmas in South Australia.
What's grandma pie? Chris, have you heard of that?
Grammars? What is it?
Have you heard of that? What is
It's
it,
a bit
Carla?
like a pumpkin.
Okay.
Is that a brand or is that what they...
No, it's a vegetable.
Grandma's pie. So what's in that?
Grandma, Gramma.
And what's in it? So it's a pie.
It's just like a tart, and she used to put sultanas in it, and it was lovely.
Okay.
It's like a butternut squash, really. Yeah.
Ah. So what do you make with it? What's the recipe?
Oh, they're those long, funny-looking pumpkin-y things.
What are they called? What is the other expression? It's like a Blackadder expression. Gouds or something. Is it?
It's a very English thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, the gourd. Put a gourd in the grubber pie. Sorry about that. Thank you, Carla. You've educated Chris and myself.
Yeah, you're right. I see the butternut one, which is the orange one, a lot.
Yes.
But I haven't seen. I reckon probably a lot of the Italians that have their own gardens would have those in their gardens. My father-in-law grows these zucchinis, which are the size of cricket bats.
It's amazing. Before we go to Pat, so you've done your crumble.
Okay.
You can hear the crumble. You can see the crumble on the Foodland Supermarkets Facebook page. So you're putting
put the crumble on top. So this is where, if everything was cold, this would go in the oven like that now. Yes. And then this is where we make a big mess. And then before you were going to serve, I have some ice cream here.
Oh, he's all organised. Well, let's quickly go to Pat while you're doing that. So Chris is getting the ice cream out. Hello, Pat. What's your old-fashioned recipe?
Well, it's not so much an old-fashioned recipe. It's a new take on an old-fashioned recipe.
Yes.
My husband is diabetic, and we love apple and rhubarb. So we're fortunate enough that my sister-in-law grows rhubarb. So she sends it over to us, and I actually cook it in the microwave with Splenda and a bit of water. And then I use the Granny Smith apples and put a little bit of water in them and actually put in lemon juice to give it a little bit of tartness as well. Cook them up, mix it all together, and then when it's finally cooked, I actually stir through passion fruit. And it gives it this totally different contact with the passion fruit going through it, and it gives it that different flavour.
Okay.
And then obviously we serve it with diabetic cooked custard.
Oh, that sounds good. So what would the passion fruit add to it, Chris?
Give it some extra tarty.
Yeah.
Passion fruit, the tardiness you get from fresh passion fruit, or even the tin passion fruit is really good.
Yeah.
Cuts through some of the sweetness as well.
So you've put your ice cream on.
I've put my ice cream on.
Yes.
Now I just want to sprinkle that. Oh, I'm going to add a bit of this syrup.
We need my taste tester has disappeared.
It's coming. I'm going to put a little bit of that syrup on top of the ice cream as well.
Oh, look at that.
And then a little dusting of sugar. And I'm going to get icing sugar all over the desk.
That's all right.
Here.
Andrew from Craigmore, you should see what Chris is doing. It looks amazing. What's your old-fashioned recipe?
G'day guys, it's a cocktail vulture from Craigmore here.
Hello.
My mum used to make amazing lemon meringue pies.
Oh yeah, that's a classic.
They were absolutely unbelievable. And then because we had a whole lot of fruit trees, she always used to make brilliant apple pies, you know, the beautiful short crust pastry and everything.
What about a Bombalaska? Have you ever had one of those?
Yes.
They look very intricate to make.
Oh, you can do a mini version of it where you just sponge cake, ice cream, lather it in meringue and then light it up with some warm alcohol.
Oh, gosh, that sounds amazing. We've had so many fantastic recipes. What do you think, Chris? Who should we give the $50 voucher? I was thinking David of Highgate with his Eaton Mess.
I think we got in first with that Eaton Mess, and
yeah.
I love an Eaton Mess.
Me too. Congratulations, David. You've won the $50 Jarmas voucher. Jarmas Kitchen, Bowden. Dining and functions for any occasion. Fancy made easy. Appreciate your calls. They're all fantastic. It's making us hungry.
Now, because tomorrow is International Gin Day.
Yeah, it's
apparently.
dangerous. I said to Josh, oh my goodness, there's a gin bottle there. I have to drive home and come back, so I think Josh will be my taster today.
I have found a local rhubarb gin from Virginia.
I think I've had that before.
There's a lot of gin going on there, isn't there? Rhubarb gin from Virginia.
Is that 36
Handcrafted,
short?
yes,
Yeah.
36 short. So I'm going to, while I open this,
we've got.
You're going to try the crumble.
This will be me in a couple of seconds, an eating mess. Yeah.
There's
So
a
the
spoon.
apple
It's
and
only been in
rhubarb
there.
crumble. We put the recipes up on our social media, don't we, guys?
Now this is
FIVEAA Facebook page and Twitter and all sorts. So you're putting.
This is a brand new.
I'm dying right
look,
now. I need to take some of this home.
I've never made this before, but I thought we'd give it a crack. So I'm putting some rhubarb
Chris.
syrup on the ice. And I've got a couple of pieces of
I'm just
rhubarb
salivating
in
here.
there. And I've got to open this.
And you're putting the 36 short in there, the rhubarb one.
Yep.
As well. They're adding that syrup. I think you're onto a winner there. And I am a gin person. I love my gin.
Really? Oh, good.
Yeah.
So.
And the colour of that is just beautiful, isn't it?
I'll try to do a 30ml pour for you.
And then the tonic.
Yeah, I think we need a bigger garnish though. Right?
So, Josh Sampson,
Yeah, sorry.
tell me, what are your thoughts on the apple and rhubarb crumble?
It is absolutely delicious, and it's light too, because you get like crumbles and the ones that Grandma used to make, and you feel like it could bring down a plane. It's that heavy. But this is just it's so good, and that ice cream's excellent.
There's a little bit of Schweppes tonic.
Stephen Rowe, if you're still on the phone, you are missing out, my friend.
So you've got a rhubarb stirrer in there.
Oh, I want to take a picture of this. This is beautiful. Sorry, Mel. We know Mel's waiting for the news, but we're getting distracted by rhubarb and gin and all sorts. That is absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Chris.
No
we
worries.
finished?
Yes, I think
anything
that's
else
it.
to add? All right, beautiful. Thank you. And that rest, like I said, the recipe, the apple and rhubarb crumble, will be on all of our social medias. Chris will be back next week. He's here. We're very happy to have him for the FIVEAA Food and Wine Show, thanks to Smeg. If you're building or renovating, your first choice should be visiting the Smeg showroom at Debney Distributors. Taste the difference with Smeg.
This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Good afternoon, Mel Usher with the latest news headlines. An 18-year-old man has been charged with causing death by dangerous driving following a crash at Kai Kai last month. A 19-year-old woman was killed in the smash. SA's first electric vehicle training centre has opened at Royal Park. Monarto Safari Park has announced the death of its alpha male chimpanzee. And in sport, Port Adelaide have win number 10 in a row in their sights. They face the Bulldogs in Melbourne tonight. The 5AA forecast, a shower or two this afternoon, a shower or two tomorrow, 17. Right now it's 15 degrees. We'll have more news at 4 and as it happens on 5AA.
Oh, Mel, when you said the chimpanzee at Monarto had died,
Yes.
we, all three of us, me, Chris and Josh, were like, oh no.
Yes.
What happened? How old? Do we know?
I think the chimpanzee was around 31 years old.
Oh.
Yeah. Details are still coming out, but very sad. Very sad.
Dear. Thank you, Mel.
We've got Shane from Drummond Golf with us. Now, Shane, probably not a good idea to play golf if it's wet and horrible outside.
Rowie, you're exactly right. There'd be no way I'd be out there. It'd be no fun at all. Which is why we think all golfers out there will love Big Swing Golf indoor simulators at Drummond Golf Mile End. They're fully endorsed by the PGA Tour and Tiger Woods. We have a room full of simulators to play golf with your mates, rain, hail or shine. And guess what? We're fully air-conned.
I've had a crack. It's brilliant. Love it. There's 84 amazing courses to play and 12 other sports to choose from. So jump online, take a look at bigswinggolf.com.au, then call your cobbers and head to Drummond Golf Mile End. We'll see you for a quick round soon.
Absolutely looking forward to it, Rowie.
You don't have to jump on a plane to find pals from around the world, or even leave the airport. Powerfield Airport Liquor Store has thousands of pals in a huge old airport hangar. So maybe their pals are whiskies from Scotland, Ireland and Japan, but that's just some of their pals. With over 300 craft beers, 500 whiskies and over 2,000 wines. New pals from around the world are closer than you think. Powerfield Airport Liquor Store. Pals, next to Roulette's Tavern, Kings Road, Powerfield.
Get the garden you want at Garden Grove. At Garden Grove, there's indoor plants and pots, general hardware and a great range of paving for that backyard renovation. Want some winter warmth too? You'll find loads of split and seasoned firewood right here at Garden Grove. Golden Grove Road, Golden Grove.
Garden Grove, that's the garden. Garden Grove, that's the garden. Garden Grove, the garden that I
Phone
want.
8251 1111 for delivery to all areas. Open 7 days.
We're here with Toop and Toop's Bronte manual. Now, Bronte, we've just been hit with another interest rate rise. What does that mean to the market?
Well, we always knew there'd be another rate rise or two. If rates settle around that 6% mark for the consumer, buyers will know exactly where they stand and will be able to pursue properties with some confidence.
But what does that mean then for property prices?
The market, it's all about supply and demand. And right now, there are a lot more buyers than homes for sale. While that's still the case, there's a great opportunity to achieve a premium price for your home.
So would you say now's a good time to sell, or should we wait a bit?
It's always a good time to sell when demand outweighs supply. Right now, buyers are competing for your home rather than your home competing for buyers. But you still need to make sure you're working with an agent who really knows their stuff.
To find out what your home is worth in the current market, visit toop.com.au.
Tax time is Triton time at Agostino Mitsubishi. Your new Triton is ready for immediate delivery, no waiting. And how's this for peace of mind? Get a 10-year warranty and 10-year cap price servicing on the entire Mitsubishi range. Don't muck around. Tax time is coming, so make the most of it. Get behind the wheel of a new Triton ready for immediate delivery from Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Elizabeth. Exclusions and conditions including Mitsubishi servicing apply.
Angie McBride, Talking Adelaide on 30.
Dinner, isn't it, Chris? Yes? Yeah, okay. Breakfast on the weekends. Yes, that's right. I knew but closed Monday they're usually closed Monday anyway, but it is the King's birthday long weekend. The King's birthday. I know we keep saying we'll have to get used to that, but it's history and it's still sad when you think about it. And also, if you want to tune in, you can have a look at the 5AA Foodland Supermarkets live stream. I think Josh is out there with the rhubarb and apple crumble, but you probably would have seen it before, and it looks absolutely delicious. the Crumble. And before the end of the show, we'll give away those prizes. All you have to do is call me, 8223 0000. We've been talking about a heap of topics. You can talk about them or you can talk about whatever you want. We've got the Best of SA, the $200 annual pest inspection, and then the tickets to our dinner next Friday night at the Adelaide Oval. And then also the Cabaret Festival tickets starts tonight, runs for a couple of weeks until the 24th. We've got the tickets to Kate Sobrano, My Life is a Symphony, and she is absolutely amazing. Now, you might want to talk about this. We're going to keep it clean, but where we want to know, I don't know if there is a funniest public toilet story. I've got a couple, but apparently, I don't know. What do you think is Australia's best public toilet? You can put your nominations in for the Great Dunny Hunt. I think they close soon. Rowan Cockerell, the CEO from the Continence Foundation of Australia, is on the line. Hello, Rowan. Thanks for your time.
Hello, Angie. Thank you for having me.
Now, what is the reason behind finding the best public toilet?
It is helping us to support a campaign to improve the resources that we have on our current government website, which is called the National Public Toilet Map. And so what we're trying to do is add as many public toilets and publicly accessible toilets onto this map so that when people want to do their day trips, their long trips, their trips across Australia, that you're able to actually Google where every pit stop is in our great country. So the aim of the Great Dunny Hunt is to add as many toilets to the existing 21,000 that are there and add some more information, what you want to see or any pictures that you have of particular toilets. We want to know what isn't on the map and add them in. And as a result of that, you can go in the running for one of three great prizes. So the important thing is to participate and help those people who need this information.
And it's very important because it's the first thing whether you're having a short trip or a long trip or where's the bathroom? That's what I'm always asking constantly. So this has been running for a couple of years now. Is that right, Rowan?
It has. It's been running for the last 3 years, incredibly popular and really gets a lot of support when people are doing their travels around or even their walks and things, is taking pictures and finding out what's out in their own community.
And the reason behind it is to raise awareness for incontinence. How many people in Australia are affected by incontinence?
Well, there's over 5 million Australians over the age of 15, so it's a lot of people. In fact, I think the number's probably significantly increasing. So it's not just an old person's problem, it's not just a woman's problem, it's everyone's problem across both male and female, and it's a huge number. One in 4 people, one in 4 Australians experience a problem with incontinence.
And what's it like living with incontinence for people?
The problem with incontinence, and there's always a problem with incontinence, is that it's something that sometimes if we could better manage it or know how to help people, they might actually find that the problem is actually able to be better managed or even cured. The problem is that we don't talk about our bladder and bowel problems. We don't tend to seek help from our doctors or from our health professional, and I think it's something that we don't find it particularly comfortable to talk about when we are having problems. So if we could get rid of the stigma that's attached to it and just feel comfortable going and talking to our doctor and saying, I need help, then that would be half the problem is actually just seeking help. So alternatively, you could bring the National Continence Helpline and you could talk to a nurse and they would let you know where you should go to seek help for the problems you're experiencing.
Did you have that number handy, Rowan?
I do. It's really great because there's a nurse on the end of that phone number between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Australia-wide. So it's 1-800 33 0066.
Okay, 1-800 33 0066. Rowan, chatting to Rowan Cockerell, the CEO of the Continence Foundation of Australia. Now, what makes a good public toilet?
I think we all have things that are important to us. So I guess the sort of things that people would look at is whether it's clean, whether there's toilet paper, whether it's got doors. Sometimes, and it's important, particularly as we head out into regional areas, does it have a toilet seat? Often those metal ones. But I think the most important thing that I need in the toilet is it's there when I need it. So that toilet is the most important one, especially when you're urgently needing it or you're actually having an incontinence problem.
Yeah. And how do people get involved with this and what are the requirements? They have to upload photos, is it, or do they recommend a good public toilet?
Well, I would be looking at the toilets that are even in your local area, or if you're travelling. I went recently to Tasmania and I did exactly that. I have a very strange thing as I go out and take pictures of toilets. I take a picture and I go onto the National Public Toilet Map. You can either look at it on the website or you can download it off your store onto your phones. And you can actually look and see if it's actually already on the website. But what we are looking this year is, besides finding new toilets that are on the map, we're actually asking people to take pictures of those toilets so that we can see, not with people in it, just the picture of the toilet, is that you actually just take a picture of it so people can see what it's like and whether it meets their needs. It's got doors and recognise it when they get there. So if I can take a picture with no person in the picture and load it up, you can actually go into running for one of 3 FPOS, $500 FPOS cards.
Well, that was what I was going to ask you. What are the prizes? So $500 FPOS cards.
Yep. And that will be drawn after the 19th, when the 19th of June, when the competition finishes. But there's still plenty of time to look locally and take pictures and get on and load it up onto your app or onto the website.
Well, Rowan, it is the long weekend, so a lot of people travelling on the road. So hopefully they'll be able to upload their photos and send them for the dunnies around Australia.
Well, we've had 185 entries to date in South Australia, so looking for some more. So go for it.
Is there any one popular one that keeps arising in South Australia?
No, I think it's just because people are taking to their local communities. But if you're even going out for a drive or for a day event, take pictures of wherever you are and have a look on the website and see if that toilet exists, because every single toilet will be of help to someone who really, really needs it. So you're doing two things. You could win something for yourself, but you're also helping people in need.
So for further information on the Great Dunny Hunt, you can go to continents.org.au/Great Dunny Hunt. Check out, or you can check out the National Public Toilet Map, which is toiletmap.gov.au, and the hotline, it's 8 to 8, isn't it, Rowan, is 1800 33 0066.
Correct.
Well, thank you for your time, and we look forward, hopefully we'll chat to you when the best one is announced.
Absolutely. Happy to give some feedback. So that's great. Thank you.
Thank you, Rowan. Rowan Cockerell, CEO, Continents Foundation of Australia. And Rowan's right. We're a little bit... I mean, all these things are personal, I know, but having older parents and my mum in a nursing home, you like I've said to Mum, don't worry. Like, she goes, I need to go to the toilet. And I don't want to. I said, no, it's fine. Don't worry. But she goes, I'll wet my pants. It doesn't matter. You've got people helping you, it's fine, but I know it can be quite embarrassing for a lot of people. Now, we want to keep it clean, right? I want to know your toilet stories or your toilet mishaps. Or is there a public toilet you rate as being the best? 8223 0000. I'll tell you my story in a moment. I think we might drag Josh in as well. Hello, Joe.
How you going, Angie?
Good, thank you.
Look, being sort of like a regular worker at nights in the city of recent times, I would have to say in the Tottenham Mall where the car park is, that public toilet's probably the cleanest one I've used, but really? I'm not. I don't. Well, it was when I used it.
Yeah, right.
If you think that one's bad, I reckon. Can I mention the two worst ones?
If you want.
I reckon where the War Memorial is, in King Tor Avenue.
Now where?
That one on the corner in the park.
Yes.
By Government House. Yes, that one and the one at Highmarsh Square.
Now
that would have to be the the two worst ones.
Because we're on Highmarsh Square. Where is the one on Highmarsh Square? I'm going to
use in that little park section, little parkland. You got the ones with the aluminium sliding doors.
Yeah, but where is it? We're in Highmarsh Square. You sure you don't mean somewhere else? There's no bathroom.
Well, I call it Highmarsh Square, opposite from where FIVEAA is, at the end of the mall there. That part of Highmarsh. Is that Highmarsh Square?
No, that's Pulteney.
Was that called Pulteney Square?
Yeah, Pulteney Street on... Yeah.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Sorry, then Pulteney. Pulteney Square. Yeah, that one there in the corner.
Yeah, right. So your pick is the one, did you say the one upstairs at the Tottenham?
No, down the bottom, at the Tottenham car park in the little mall section.
Yeah, that's actually good that you say that, because that area gets a little bit of a bad rap, but it's good. It looks like they've cleaned it all up, which is good.
Yeah, and the problem is in the night time, there's not enough toilets open. Most of them close by 8 p.m.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And as a worker, it's very hard.
Oh, yeah. All right.
All right then,
Thanks
thank
for that,
you.
Joe. You're in the running,
No worries,
running
cheers.
for the prizes today. Thanks for your call. We'll take a quick break. Want to hear your stories. I'm going to tell you my story. I think it was Perth. I was in one of the public ones that has the automatic door. It was all very lovely. I was sitting in there. Only number ones, I'll say. Suddenly the door opens. I don't know, either it malfunctioned or I forgot to lock it. And I was like, and a young little girl was just standing there. And I'm like, oh my God, what do I do? So I somehow made my way over there and locked the door, but I got out very quickly. But my friend on the other side was just laughing at me because the toilet door opened. Oh, it was very, very embarrassing.
Adelaide's favourite southerner, Fitzy, joins 5AA Breakfast each Friday with his AFL footy tips. Thanks to Terrain Tamer Parabolic Leaf Springs. For a comfortable ride in your four-wheel drive, terraintamer.com.
As we all know, SA is going through a housing crisis right now, but McGain Real Estate really want to help. If you're a landlord looking to sell your property, but you're feeling a bit guilty about disrupting an awesome tenant, McGain have landlords ready to purchase your property and keep that tenant in place. The team at McGain have hundreds of landlords ready to buy investment properties, so there's no need to stress about asking the tenant to move out or waiting for the lease to end. Visit mcgain.com.au.
The federal government wants to introduce a new law called Same Job, Same Pay. It doesn't mean equal pay for men and women. It means by law, employers will have to pay workers with little knowledge or experience exactly the same as workers with a lot of knowledge and experience. Let's find a better way, because Same Job, Same Pay takes your reward for your experience away. Go to findabetterway.com.au. Authorised by T. Constable, Minerals Council of Australia, Canberra.
Ladies, is the need to wee all the time making your life a misery? Caruso's Wee Less to the rescue. Caruso's Wee Less relieves the annoying and inconvenient feeling that you need to go to the bathroom too often and supports bladder health and function. So if your need to wee all the time is getting in the way of enjoying life, try Caruso's Wee Less today. Caruso's Wee Less is made in Australia, comes with a money-back guarantee and is available from leading pharmacies and health food stores. Always read the label and follow the directions for use.
New Zealand, spectacular, safe and friendly. The perfect destination for a magical getaway. Right now, Holiday Wonders Mitcham have an exclusive 17-day fully inclusive package. It's our best deal ever. Save up to $980 per couple. Fly direct from Adelaide with Air New Zealand, touring North and South Islands with meals, accommodation and so much included, with more highlights than any comparable New Zealand holiday. Call now or visit holidaywonders.com.au. Holiday Wonders, Belair Road, Mitcham.
Ken Hall Plumbers. We're local, we're family, and we're a trusted South Aussie. Blocked drain? Leaky tap? Give Ken a call. Ken Hall Plumbers. 8364 5855.
Is there a God? What is the meaning of life? Do I actually need unlimited data to watch a few cat videos on my commute? Cute.
Question everything, especially your telco plan. Get the data you need at low prices with Aldi Mobile.
Are you ready for this? Let's go. Mawson Lakes Mazda's end of financial year clearance sale is on now. And we're talking great deals right across the entire range of Mazdas. You'll find plenty of new Mazdas in stock, all models and colours to suit your style, or drive away in a low-K demo. And they're available for immediate delivery. Get ready and go to Mawson Lakes Mazda's end of financial year clearance sale. Just a short drive from the city.
Angie McBride, talking Adelaide on 1395 5AA.
It's 10 to 4. We'll give away the prizes shortly, 8223 0000 after 4 o'clock with the sports show. Hello, Stephen Rowe. How are you?
Hello, Angie McBride. What's your nickname? Do you have a nickname?
Ange.
Ange. Yeah, that's
Macca.
good. Macca.
Yeah. Well, some people
Macca.
Will Goodings just calls me McBride.
McBride.
Yeah.
He does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, McBride, round 12, Port tonight v the Dogs. Port are going for 10 straight. That is
how cool.
Unbelievable. So
do you think they can win?
Yeah, I do, under the Marvel. If they do, I'm putting them down as the out-and-out flag favourites. Because under the roof, the Doggies are very... Oh, of course it is. Chris Davies will be there. We'll speak to him. Big Charlie's back. We all love Big Charlie. Crows v Eagles twos. It's their twos. They've got that many players out. Whoever's their PPT boss, Get rid of him. Gone, Gonski, sack him, useless. They are banged up, injured. It's their twos team.
Well, Josh just said in my ear, if they don't win by 100 points,
I'm with
there's something
Joshy.
win with them? Was that right?
Yeah, I'm with
okay.
Joshy. We're nodding at each other through the glass there.
100 points, that's a stretch, isn't
Well,
it?
look, a win's a win is a win is a win. They go
Yeah.
6 and 5, or was it 7 and 6? Then they got the bye next week, which is great. So we'll speak to James Raleigh about that. Tritters is in live. And we'll cross to the Oval, the cricket. Are you getting up and watching the cricket?
Oh, yeah.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not.
Do you know who's playing?
It's India.
Well done. Who's?
Hang
Nah,
on.
don't,
Hang on.
Ange.
I've lost my
I'll
notes.
give it to you. We lead by 318 in the
Australia,
first
though.
dig.
Yeah.
5 for 151 India. It is an outstanding test match. Travis Head, U-Star. Without the South Australians in that test team, we'd be 0.0. We'd be useless.
Okay.
Do you believe
I take
that comment?
I take your
Do you know
word
the
for it.
great thing about me in here with you, Angie?
I look really
Macca,
blankly at
Macca?
you. I'm just
I
like,
could
what?
say anything and you'll nod.
I would. Anything sport related, I would.
You just, yeah.
Well, how about if I ask you about the most popular George Michael song of all time?
Not interested.
But you wouldn't know what that is, would you?
George Michael's a singer, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh, you know that. That's good.
Yeah.
You're doing better than Michael Keelan.
Tell you what, if you ask me anything about Neil Diamond...
How is Neil? He's not very well,
no,
is
not
he?
well. Parkinson's.
Have you seen him in concert?
I wanted to see his house in East Hamptons, up
Yes.
north of New York. I hired a car and drove up there with Jodie, and I went onto the beach, and I didn't let down my tyres. And I got, because it's a bit like going to Hollywood. You know, this bloke lives here, he lives here. You can just go past
the
their
Hamptons
houses.
are
And the
gorgeous.
Hamptons is like,
Yeah.
from Sag Harbour through East Hamptons. Parked out the front of Neil's place. I swore I saw him in there, and I thought, should I jump the fence and introduce myself? Anyway, g'day, Neil, it's me, Rowie. Got the car bogged right out the front of his house. Cost me, I think it was $380 US to get it towed out.
How long were you bogged for? How many hours? Like an hour, half an hour?
Nah, well, when you're bogged, you're bogged. So you bog, you just ring. You get...
Neil would have just been in his house, probably getting entertained.
Who's that? I bet you that's a dopey Aussie. That's what he would have said.
Story.
That's dopey Aussie Rowie.
Oh, that is fantastic.
He would have said, well done, you snooze, mate. See you, Macca.
Thank you very much. Rowie and Timmy G are on after 4 o'clock. They would love your calls. 8223 0000. Hi, Christine. Thanks for waiting.
You're welcome. Thanks, Angie. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
That's good, dearest. Just wanted to say how sad about Sotsi, the chimpanzee.
Sotsi. Oh, I know.
Yeah, it's very sad. I was fortunate enough to meet him, and he has a son as well a few months ago. So really thankful for that, and my heart goes out to everyone there today. Poor things. I feel really sorry for him.
Yeah, I do. I mean, obviously he was getting up there in age, but it really affects the staff, doesn't it? And they bond with them, and they're with them every day.
Most definitely. It's no different to us with our dogs and cats, is it? No difference whatsoever.
Exactly. Well, yes, we are thinking of the people at the Adelaide Zoos and the Monarto Safari Park. The Zoos,
We are,
Zoos
most
SA.
definitely.
Yeah.
That's it. And just one last quick thing. Good luck to Tex Walker on the weekend.
Yeah, how many games is that now?
250.
250?
Yeah,
see, I knew that,
yeah.
Josh. Josh is like, she knew that. Wow.
She knew.
Thank you, Christine. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
See, I do retain some sporting information. Not all of it, though. Also, just a reminder as well that as from Sunday, the Outer Harbour and Grange rail lines will be temporarily closed on 2 weekends in June due to complete maintenance work. So Sunday night to first service Saturday, we'll stop from the first service Saturday the 17th to the last service on June the 18th. We'll quickly go to Leonie from Normanville. Hi, Leonie.
Hello, how you going?
Good, thank you.
I have a toilet experience. It's nothing too traumatic. Not for me anyway.
Okay.
But I go to WOMAD every year with my 2 daughters, and when my youngest daughter was probably in early teenage years, I was waiting for her out the bank of the toilet. You know, the portable toilets that are on they're on a railing system. They're about, 6 to a group. And so everyone's waiting, standing outside the toilets, and the lady hopped into the cubicle next to my daughter's toilet that she was in, and she slammed the door really hard. So the whole group of the toilet jumped off of their railing and moved down. And so my daughter's toilet cubicle door flew open, and she was sitting there. Sorry, I shouldn't be laughing, but it was quite funny at the time, and she was mortified.
All right, Leonie,
as you can imagine.
For that, I'm going. Do you want one of the prizes? Do you want the Cabaret Festival tickets, or do you want to come to our Best of SA? What would you like?
I'd love the Cabaret Festival.
All
tickets.
right, you are the winner of
Thank
the Cabaret Festival. For that story, that traumatised me. Thanks, Leonie. Josh will send you a message. That is Kate Sobrano. Life is a Symphony. The Cabaret Festival starts tonight to the 24th of June. Adelaide Festival Centre. Book your tickets now. Adelaide Festival Centre, cabaret.com.au. We have had so many amazing calls. Kay of Woodville, would you like the Best of SA prize? You've won an annual pest inspection valued over $200, 2 tickets to Best of SA, which is on Friday. That's the Pest Inspect Australia can manage all your pests. They're the most qualified team in the nation. Visit pestinspectaustralia.com.au. That is Kay of Woodville. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for your calls. Thanks, Josh. Have a lovely long weekend if you're not working, and have a lovely long weekend if you are working. It's the King's birthday.
He's the king of breakfast TV and the chairman of The Power. And each week, David Kosh joins David and Will on 5AA Breakfast.